Welcome to Side Money Garage. My name's Israel, and we got some things done this week. We got our fuel issues done. We got timing issue. We got the car packed up. We got a little tiny baby trailer. We're ready to go. Remember, like and subscribe to Side Money Garage. Check us out. Follow along as we do the Midwest Drags. Never did something like this, but we're preparing to give her all we can. Alright, so here we go. It is Sunday. We're changing things up a little bit. Our videos have been kind of hodgepodge all over the place. So we're going to try to stop that. This week's video is going to be strictly about getting the Falcon ready to go. We have to get that new carburetor mounted up, change the spark plugs, work on our initial timing, and we should be ready to go. Maybe even do the trunk seal and door seals. We'll see. So this is the carburetor we took off. The shop's a wreck. We got to get it cleaned up. We got a blue to put on this carburetor, which has the shorter black mounts. We're going to put taller blue mounts and make a new line. But we got to go. Well, it's Tuesday morning. Excuse me. We got to get some stuff done. We still got our flashing light over there. But we got to mount these wheels. This is an everyday tire we're going to drive on. This is the wheels we got for the Mickey Thompson tires. There ain't much more I can say about them other than they're heavy bastards. They're just a cheap 8-wheel 8D or something they call it from Summit. Black paint, powder coat, I don't know what the hell it is. I'm sure it'll rust off and by the time I'm done with this trip. I didn't want to buy aluminum wheels or anything expensive due to the fact that I don't know what I'm doing with this car. I don't know if I'm keeping it, selling it. Who knows? So it is what it is. So we're going to mount them wheels and get this turkey ready to go. We finished up the fuel tank yesterday and had an irate customer. Somebody brought a car for me to work on, and they had to have it fixed by 8 o'clock. You know, I didn't start till 4, and it needed wheel bearings in the back. I needed one. I would do both sides. Local parts store only had one. I said I can't do it. And they said I have to do it or else. And so it was, yeah, take your car else. And after that, I worked on my fuel issue. We got good fuel now. Now we got to work on the timing. It seems to be limited at 4,000 RPMs only. I think the distributor moved. We'll check that out today. We got the trunk cleaned out and took it for a ride, and that's where we were. So now I'm going to mount these wheels and tires. Alright, so here's our Jegs wheel. What would you call it? Pattern for where to put the screws. Line up this with where the valve stem would come through. And I only put screws on the back. This car, it's a little tiny tire, so it's not getting much bite. Nor does it have much power, so it'll be fine. If it's not, then why add some to the front? We'll mark it and see if it spins on the rim. So I go every other one on around. We're going to center punch it with this, and then we got to drill a hole and mount the tire. So we got to drill it with They have silver and gold screws, which I don't know. 13/64 drill bit. So I'm going to mark these holes and get busy drilling. Alright, so we got our holes punched here and here. The audio was probably just off, so you didn't hear none of that. We're doing rim screws on the back side of these wheels. We'll do one at a time and see how it goes. We got our holes punched, time to drill. Go. Alright, we got our holes drilled. One of them was a little bit out of whack right there, but I think it'll work. We're going to take an old trusty wood chisel, go along, make sure there's no lips. That one's got a little bit of a lip. We're going to do that all the way around, inside and out, clean up the shavings, and mount the tire. Oh, we got to do the valve stem before we mount it. That's next, I guess. All right. So, for the rules, you have to use a bolt-together valve stem, not them little slip things. Went to the parts store, got some of these. It fits 2 different size holes in the wheel. You pick out which piece of rubber fits in yours, which we already did. Then you just give it a little snug. I'm assuming you don't want to get it too tight. If you get it too tight, it's just going to squish the rubber and leak. So up next, we're going to mount the wheel. Alright, so here's our Mickey Thompson tire. We lubed it up with a little bit of soapy water. Now we're going to mount it on that rim. I have a hand tire machine outside I use for breaking beads and stuff, but with it all being new, it should just slip on pretty easy. We're going to give it a try. This away. Let's see what happens. Well, we got one done. We got the valve stem marked. We got all our screws in the back. Time to do another one. I don't know how long these will stay on the car. They look a lot wider than those, but they're the same exact size. One's for driving, one's for racing. Time to do this one. Alright, it is officially Wednesday morning. Looking for a stinking flashlight. Here's one. Yesterday was Tuesday. What did we do yesterday? Yesterday we worked on timing. I was having an issue with the car not going over 4,000 RPMs. I think the way the timing pointer is on this thing, which we'll show you later when we retime it, was the issue. We timed it and it went way retarded. So we had to redo that. Figured it out, I think. I got up to 6,000 RPMs again from first to second, second to third. I'm a chicken shit. This squirrely road out here, trying to hit 5,000-6,000 RPM in third gear's just not happening. So we're here this morning. This afternoon after work, we got to go visit a fella who's gonna give it a once over. He's done some drag and drive events and see what we need to change or do, but I think we're okay. When we switched the gas tank, we had a little bit of an issue. We had to drill a hole in the floor. Went to drill a hole in the trunk floor and created a giant hole. So this morning, I'm going to fix that hole. I'm not taking the gas tank back out, battery and everything, and welding it up. We're just doing a hillbilly patch, and maybe later on we'll weld a patch in there correctly. Somebody yank-a-mucked it before, and it could have been me. So now we're going to try to make it somewhat correct enough so we can do what we need to do. But as you can see, right there's a hole. It's about the size of a golf ball. So we're going to clean this area up. I got a piece of aluminum. I'm going to Duraglass in there to fill that in for right now. And hopefully that'll be good enough. So we're going to go over here and get to work on this thing. And this is just a piece of aluminum. I figured aluminum would be easier to bend and get how I wanted to manipulate it. So we're going to start with this piece of aluminum. We're going to put it up here and try to get some roundedness to it. And then we're going to try to make it fit that hole a little bit. So let's get started. We're going to beat this with a hammer and try to get it to take this shape a little. I don't know if it'll work, but we're going to try it. So far, this is where we are. We had to use a piece of sheet metal. I couldn't manipulate aluminum enough without it ripping. I'm guessing it was just too thin. Who knows? So I stuck it in the press, gave it this bowl shape a little bit, and now we're just beating the living crap out of it to try to get it to fit our hole, which is right there, which it's getting closer and closer. We're going to give that edge a little more curl at the line. And I think it'll be okay. We're getting closer. So that right there is going to be our patch. It fits terrible, but for what it is, it'll work. So now we got to clean all that up, and we're just going to Duraglass it in so we can make this race, we hope. And we'll see what happens. GoPro, stop recording. Alright, here we go. Here's what we did this morning. My battery went dead, but I got the hole in the floors all patched in. Can't really see it. We wire wheeled with a little tool I have all the old gasket off. And then we painted it with some Rust-Oleum and we glued a new gasket on. This is not the correct gasket for a Falcon. I do know that. It was packaged as a Falcon gasket, but it is not. But hopefully it'll work good enough for what we want to do. When we come back from the Midwest Drags, we can put a proper gasket in there. I have some spots where I still have to probably hit this with some more glue. It was a shitty idea and a shitty design, but it's on. Hopefully it'll work. We're going to clean out the trunk and put the trunk lid back on. So let's get all this crud off of here. There we go. Alright, it is Sunday. We're finishing up this car, hopefully. I don't know. Wow, that's pretty jacked up, ain't it? We're trying to get all the door seal glue off so we can glue some door seals in it. We got a trailer to work on. We got a lot to do if we're going to make it, so I'm going to get busy and I'll let you know as we go. We bought some 3M release agent. Well, it's taking the paint and everything off, but it's working. So we're going to get back to work on getting this done, and we'll let you know how it turns out. So far, so good. Alright, here's our little Falcon. Shop is a teetotal wreck. It's been elbows and assholes. We got this door seal glued in, trunk seals in. We nut and bolt checked everything. We got all the fluid checked. Everything's a go. I got one more door seal and the car is ready to go. The little trailer, we tested it, redid the bearings, tires, all that stuff, and it didn't tow so well for what we wanted to do. It bogged the living crap out of this little car. So we're going to put a tow, a thing behind it. I don't know what you call that goofy thing. One of them carrier things. We got this door seal in. Might be a few spots I got to touch up, but for the most part it's in. I'm going to uncover all this tape, glue the other door seal in, and start figuring out how we're going to haul all this stuff. But it's working. We should be leaving next week. GoPro, stop recording. So this is how I do my door seals. I'm using yellow weather stripping adhesive. I should have used that on the government cheese truck, but I used black. I prefer the black normally. I start at this corner, work my way down to this side, and then I go down here, and it ends, and then I go down there, and then around the bottom. I rip off a whole bunch of tape, apply the glue, stick it on, and tape it. So there's my bead of glue. I put it on pretty thick. I let it sit a minute, get my seal figured out, and start applying. We'll see if we can set this up a little bit here. I don't know if I can or if I can't. Well, here we go. It is the 4th of July. This is our little package for the Midwest Drags. We got a little Falcon. The big trailer bogged the car down too much. So we went and got the cheapest, nastiest motorcycle trailer to match the shitty looking car. But if you look at it closely, underneath that thing is all stainless. It is pretty nice except for the plastic tub. It's actually really nice except for the plastic tub. We got her all loaded up. Tools and supplies. We got the trunk loaded. We got the car all loaded up. Just about ready to go. We got to mount the tires on it, and we have to fix the license plate light and put the license plate on. There's Escape. That's the replacement for the Jeep. There's the Corvette wheels, going to get new tires so we can get that out of here. Tomorrow we'll put the license plate on, fix the license plate light, and she's ready to go. Finish packing up a few things. But other than that, she's ready. Well, in this week's video, we finished getting the Falcon ready to go to the Midwest Drags. It's a 4th of July weekend. Hope everyone had a great time. Car's about 99% ready to go. Spending a couple days with the wife, going to the zoo and stuff like that. This week, and Sunday we head out. We had a special visit from IT Garage this week. I think it was the beginning of the week. End of last week they came by, checked out some stuff. He's a cool guy. If you haven't checked him out, go check him out. It's IT Garage on YouTube. He's got a bunch of Fords and Edsels and Mercurys. We got our fuel issues solved. We got our timing issues solved. We got our wheels and tires mounted. We're ready to go. Well, this week was a good week. We got the car buttoned up. We got the wheels and tires off the vet. We got that big F650 done. We got a lot of stuff done. We're packed up, ready to go. It's July 4th weekend. Hope everybody has a good time. We're headed to the zoo today. Remember, like and subscribe Side Money Garage. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you.